Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be using Love from Lizi's June 2023 card kit. The theme is Summer Loving. There's lots of fun and bright colors in this kit, perfect as we head into summer here pretty soon. As I'm recording this voiceover, the kit and most of the add-ons are still available, and I do have links provided in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started with card number 1. I will be using some card sketches for inspiration. The first card is from Sketch Saturday. This is number 591. And if you are interested in any of the sketches I use in this video, I share all of that information on my coordinating blog post. That link is provided in the description box below, or you can simply head over to KristieMarcotte.com. For my first card, I selected this lovely floral pattern paper for the background. I'm adding a narrow strip of some green tone-on-tone polka dot paper, and this is the back side of the 12 by 12 cut-apart sheet that's included in the kit. To add a little bit of shine, I'm putting a Love from Lizi peel-off along the edge of the green polka dot paper. It's a lovely purple color that has gold overlay along the edge. I am leaving a small gap since I will be covering up that area. I'll layer this piece on some of the purple pattern paper that's included in the kit. There's a rainbow of plain solid colored pattern paper sheets, and this purple color matches beautifully with the pattern paper. I used some of the extra of that purple paper for the narrow strip. I'm adding one of the ephemera pieces, beautiful floral design with the sentiment thinking of you, and I will be popping it up using the foam dimension that's included in the kit. I'll adhere it onto a stitch circle die cut, and I cut out this circle from some pearlescent vellum. The card kit also includes lots of washi tape. I selected this lovely floral purple design, and I'm adhering 2 rows of the washi tape on some white cardstock. I'll wrap the ends around the back, and I do need to trim off just that tiny bit of the white cardstock that's showing. I'll put some double-sided adhesive tape on the back side and adhere it in the center of the green polka dot pattern paper. Next, I'll put glue on the back of the circle die cut, just in the area where the ephemera piece is. I don't want any of the glue to show through on the vellum. Next, I'll add this lovely sun die cut, and the die is included in the kit. I will pop it up using some of the foam dimension. Remove the release paper and adhere it above the ephemera piece on the left side. For embellishments, I'm adding some of the pink gem stickers. These are also included in the kit. I'll put 3 in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm trying to get them evenly placed and in a straight line. The last gem sticker wasn't cooperating with me, so I did adjust it a few times. Using a clear glitter brush, I'm adding lots of sparkle to the sun die cut. I'll add a little bit of sparkle to the center of the flowers as well. Then I'll bring back the pink gem stickers and put 2 in the lower left-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 1. Very cheerful design with beautiful summery colors. For card number 2, the card sketch is from Sketch Saturday. This is number 725. This is one of my favorite cards, mostly because I love this bright lemon pattern paper. I'll be using that for the background. I did cut it out using a stitched rectangle die from Love from Lizi. And all of the stitched circle dies I'm using are also by Love from Lizi. The 2 sets have tons of different sizes. I love using them. On the left side of the card, I'm adding 2 narrow strips of the green polka dot tone-on-tone pattern paper, and I did layer the lemon pattern paper on some gold satin mirror cardstock. It adds just that little bit of shine. I'll put some ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. I'll be using another ephemera piece, the sentiment Hello Sunshine with a bright and cheerful sun. I have foam dimension on the back. I'll remove the release paper, but first I'll attach the stitch circle die cut. And I use some white pearlescent cardstock for the circle. The pearlescent cardstock is included in the add-on pearlescent cardstock bundle. It's always one of my favorite add-ons. Then I'll attach the sun ephemera piece. Using more of the gem stickers that are included in the kit, this time the orange color, I'll put 3 in the upper right-hand corner, 3 on the left side of the sun, and 2 on the right side of the sentiment. Then for a final finishing touch, I'll use a clear glitter brush and add some sparkle to the cheeks on the sun. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 2. This card just makes me happy. I love the vivid lemon pattern paper, and the sun ephemera piece is so cheerful. Hopefully it'll add a little bit of sunshine to the card recipient. Now moving on to card number 3. The card sketch is from MFT. This is number 647. Another favorite pattern paper is this dandelion design. The front and back work perfectly together, so I really wanted to find a card design where I could use both sides of the paper. I used a die from Spellbinders called Hexi-Gems to cut out the centerpiece. Then I flipped over the paper so I could have the green grass tone-on-tone pattern for the very background. At the bottom of that piece, I'm adding some Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the pinstripe style in the silver holographic color. Using some scrap cardstock, I cut out another Hexi-Gem shape to fill in that cutout piece. Then I used the next size up to cut out the layering piece for the dandelion paper. I'll put glue on the back to adhere the 2 pieces together. Then I'll put more glue on the back to adhere the Hexi-Gem die cut piece on the center of the card. So now no one knows that I have a cutout in the center of my paper. I layered the background on some green cardstock and also on some of the light blue solid pattern paper that's included in the kit. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. For a sentiment, I'm using another ephemera piece. This is the word hello, and it's on this beautiful silver holographic background, so it's super shiny. On the left side of the sentiment, I'm adding a dandelion die cut, and this was included, I believe, in last year's June Love from Lizi kit. I believe there are a few kits available, so I will add a link in the description box. I love this die and knew it would be perfect to add to the card. I did cut out a second dandelion, trimmed off just the fluff, and adhered the 2 together, just shifting them slightly to add even more fluff to that dandelion. For a final finishing touch, I'll add 3 mini circle peel-offs in the silver holographic color in the upper right-hand corner. Now moving on to card number 4. The card sketch is from Cards TV. This is sketch number 2. Another fun pattern paper has cherries on one side and red and pink graph design on the other side. I thought this card sketch would be perfect to feature both sides of the pattern paper. I'm adding the pattern paper on some pink pearlescent cardstock, and this is part of the add-on pearlescent cardstock bundle. Then I'll layer it on some of the red solid pattern paper. Using a square die, I did cut out a piece of the red pattern paper. I wanted to make sure to have enough of the color to layer my image on the front of the card. Since the solid colored pattern paper is fairly thin, I won't be filling in that cutout piece. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. I cut out a smaller stitch square die cut from some white cardstock, and I'll layer the 2 squares together. Put glue on the back and adhere it in the upper left-hand corner, following the design of the card sketch. Now I'll add the cherry ephemera piece, and I already have foam dimension on the back. It has the sentiment thanks. At the bottom of the card, I'll add another ephemera piece. This is the word summer, and it has beautiful silver holographic foil. I also put foam dimension on the back. Not sure if the 2 sentiments really go together, but the colors match beautifully. For embellishments, I'm adding 3 of the mini circle peel-offs in the silver holographic color. I'll add them on the right side of the image box. Then for a final finishing touch, I'll use a clear glitter brush and add some sparkle to the fun polka dot cherries. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 4. This card has lots of sparkle and shine. For card number 5, I won't be using a card sketch, and overall this is a very simple design. For the background of the card, I'm using the pink tone-on-tone polka dot pattern paper, and I did cut it out using a stitched rectangle die. I'll also use the leftover strip of the pink polka dot paper. I'm layering it on some pink pearlescent cardstock, and along the edge I'm adding some pink holographic peel-offs in the pinstripe style. This is the narrowest width. I'll layer the background piece on some bright pink cardstock. I'm using ATG tape and also some glue along the stitched edge. It'll help that lay nice and flat on the card. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. Next, I'll add this strip of polka dot pattern paper. This card will be featuring one of the 3x4 cut-aparts that's included in the kit, and I did use a stitched rectangle die to cut it down. Here's a quick look at Love from Lizi's stitched rectangle die set. You can see there are lots of sizes. I'll layer the cut-apart piece on the same bright pink cardstock. Before adhering it to the card, I'm adding a scrap piece of cardstock above and below where it goes over the polka dot strip. And that'll help it lay nice and flat on the card. I'll put glue on the back and adhere the cut-apart image and sentiment on the center of the card. This is so fun and cheerful. A rainbow of popsicles with the sentiment, "Hello Summer." I couldn't resist adding some sparkle using a clear glitter brush. I'll add it to all of the popsicles. I'm not a fan of loose glitter, but I really like the glitter brush. Although it does wipe off on your finger, so if you are donating it somewhere where they don't allow glitter, I wouldn't recommend using it. Then for a final finishing touch, I'll add a couple of Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the silver holographic color in the mini twinkle style. This is one of Lizi's new peel-off styles, and it's so much fun. I'm using the largest size and adding one on either side of the sentiment. For card number 6, the card sketch is from Cards TV. This is sketch number 12. For the background of the card, I'm using this fun wave pattern paper. At the very bottom, I'll add a couple of Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the pinstripe style in the silver holographic color. I'm using the widest and the medium width. Put 2 of them at the bottom of this panel, wrap the ends around the back, and I'll be layering the pattern paper on this gorgeous silver glitter holographic cardstock. Not even sure what to call it. I believe it was part of an add-on bundle. Not sure if it's still available, but I always keep those extra pieces. I did cut out the center since I didn't want any of it to go to waste. And I filled in that cutout part with some scrap cardstock. For the 3 squares, I cut them out from some of the solid pattern paper, a darker pink for the smaller squares, and a light pink for the larger square. I'll add the smaller squares first, trying to make sure to line them up evenly. After adhering those down, I'll add the larger light pink square. The card kit includes a sheet of these fun, puffy shaker stickers. I selected this adorable bear with the inner tube. They are stickers, so they have adhesive on the back, but I am adding a little bit of glue just to make sure it stays in place. I'll adhere the bear onto the large pink square. For a sentiment, I'm using the Scrabble letters that are included in the kit. I was happy that I could spell out the word hello all in pink. Instead of trying to get the letters all nice and straight across the card, I decided I would angle them opposite one another. I'll start with the middle letter L, adhere that in place with some glue, and I am using the lines on my craft mat to make sure to get that L nice and centered. Then I'll work my way out until I have the full word hello. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 6. I love all that beautiful sparkle from the specialty cardstock. For card number 7, I'm using one of my favorite card sketches. This is from OWH. It's number 218. The featured pattern paper is this fun ice cream design, and I'm layering everything on some dark brown cardstock. For the background of my card, I selected some light blue cardstock, and this is also cardstock from my stash. I'm adding a strip of yellow polka dot tone-on-tone paper, and this is the back side of the lemon pattern paper. Instead of layering that strip on more brown cardstock, I'll add some Love from Lizi peel-offs, this time the brown color in the pinstripe style. I'm using the medium width. I'll wrap those ends around the back and layer this piece on brown cardstock. I ran out of ATG tape, so I had to pause the video to go refill. I'll put more adhesive on the back and add my card front onto a card base. Next, I'll attach the ice cream pattern paper panel. Adhere that in the upper right-hand corner. For a sentiment, I'm using one of the ephemera pieces, Hello Summer. It has that beautiful silver holographic foil on it. And I did pop it up using the foam that's included in the kit. For embellishments, I'm using the orange, it's kind of an orangish yellow gem sticker color. I'll put 3 on the left side of the card, following the design of the card sketch. Lizi included several different colors of gem stickers, and I love that they're the tiny size. I think she included either 7 or 8 different colors in the kit. It was really fun to have a nice variety. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 7. For card number 8, I will be using a card sketch, but first I'm creating my own pattern paper. I selected the very light yellow, sort of a vanilla colored solid pattern paper that's included in the kit, and I'm stamping the small starfish all over the background using Catherine Pooler's Buttercream ink color. It looks a little darker right now, but once the ink really dries, it'll be a very light tone-on-tone design for the background. I will be layering everything on some dark brown cardstock. The card sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. This is number 523, and I will be flipping the design. Instead of the 3 circles on the right side, I'll have them on the left side. I'll be using the front and back side of the flip-flop pattern paper. The back side has a blue gingham design. I'll layer both of those on the dark brown cardstock, put ATG tape on the back, and add it to the center of my card. On the left side of the card, I'll be adding a couple of Love from Lizi peel-offs using the brown color in the pinstripe style. I first thought about using the yellow glitter color, but I think the brown in pinstripe worked better. I'm using the widest and also the narrowest width. The widest width will be on the left side and the narrow width will be on the right, leaving about 1/8 of an inch between the 2 peel-offs. I'm currently using 2 different sheets of brown peel-offs. Since I've used up some of the full strips on that first sheet, I had to start a second sheet. As soon as I have enough space on the new sheet, I'll transfer all the leftovers onto one sheet. I'll wrap those ends around the back, layer this piece on the dark brown cardstock, then I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. For a sentiment, I've already stamped out You're Flipping Amazing, and this is a stamp that's included in the kit. I'll also be adding the word Hey using the Scrabble letters. I selected just the reddish orange color. I'll first layer the stamp sentiment on the same dark brown cardstock. I cut a fishtail on the right side, and I'll adhere that toward the bottom of the flip-flop pattern paper. I cut out 3 small stitch circle die cuts from brown cardstock. I'll glue those on the left side of the card. The very bottom circle will sit on the left side of the stamped sentiment banner. Then I'll add the Scrabble letters, adhering them in place with some glue. So the full sentiment from my card will be, Hey, you're flippin' amazing. I had a little extra glue coming out underneath the Y, so I used a scrap piece of cardstock to wipe that away. When adhering the word Hey, I thought about putting the Scrabble pieces at an angle as I did on an earlier card, but decided to have them straight up and down. And I used the edge of the cardstock layer as a visual to get them nice and straight. For embellishments, I'm adding some of the light blue gem stickers. I'll put 3 in the upper right-hand corner and 2 in the lower left-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 8. Card number 9 is my favorite. I absolutely love the cactus die that's included in the kit. I selected 3 of the solid pattern paper colors, a light green, a grass green, and also a terracotta color. The die cuts out one piece, but it's super easy to trim off the pot so you can have 2 different colors for your cactus image. I cut out 4 cacti in light green and 4 in grass green. For the background of the card, I'm using more of the green tone-on-tone polka dot pattern paper, and I'm adding a white pearlescent panel that I cut out using a stitched rectangle die. I'll put adhesive on the back and add my card front onto a card base. And I had a little bit of the white card base showing, so I did go and trim that off. I'll be adding all of the cactus die cut images around the outside. The very center will be covered up with a sentiment. I've laid out all of the die cuts to try to get placement correct. I'll start with the lower left-hand corner, then I'll do the one in the middle and the one in the lower right-hand corner. When I was gluing them down, I noticed I had one die cut image miscut, so I set that one aside and I will go and cut out another one. Luckily, I still have some of the light green pattern paper left over. I'm adding the light green cacti in the outer corner and the grass green cacti in the very center on each side. So here's the cactus I recut, and I'll glue that in the upper right-hand corner. For a sentiment, I'm using one of the stamps that's included in the kit. This is Hello Sweet Summer. It has a sun, some birds, there's a starfish on the left side, and also a palm tree. I cut it out using a stitch circle die, and I used the next size up circle die for that brown cardstock layer. Put some foam dimension on the back and adhere it in the center of the card. And I decided the card didn't need anything else. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 9. I love how this card turned out. I'm not sure why, but I love cactus images. It may be because I don't really see them living in Western Washington. Now moving on to my final card. This is card 10. I have a piece of light yellow cardstock in my mini MISTI, and I'm using the starfish border stamp that's included on the stamp set. I stamped it using Catherine Pooler's Sauna ink color. One of the 12 by 12 cut apart sheets has lots of fun borders. I selected 2 of them. One is a tone-on-tone blue diagonal stripe, and the other is yellow with white polka dots. I put some double-sided adhesive tape on the back side, and I'll adhere them above and below the starfish stamped border. I did cut them longer than the panel. I'll simply flip over this piece, use my scissors to trim off the extra. Now I'll add a little bit of sparkle using Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the pinstripe style in the silver holographic color. I'm adding the widest width above the 2 pattern paper strips and the narrowest width next to the yellow and white polka dot strip. I'll wrap the ends around the back, put ATG tape on the back of this piece, and layer it on some blue pearlescent cardstock. It's this really pretty blue color, and it is included in the cardstock add-on bundle. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. Using another 3x4 cut apart, I did cut it down using a stitched rectangle die. It's the same image and sentiment I used on a previous card, but that one was an ephemera piece, and this is one of the cut aparts. I'll be layering it on some silver holographic specialty cardstock, and this is the piece I cut out from the background on the previous card with the bear shaker sticker. I didn't want it to go to waste, so I thought it would be perfect on this card with lots of sparkle. Because I am adhering it to specialty cardstock, I did use double-sided adhesive tape on the back of the cut apart. For even more sparkle, I'm using the clear glitter brush and adding it to the rays of the sun and also the cheeks. And for a final finishing touch, I'll add some more Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the mini twinkle style in the silver holographic color. I'll put 3 in the upper left-hand corner and 2 in the lower right-hand corner. This is a fun new shape, and it looks really pretty in the holographic color. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 10. There is so much sparkle on this card. Now here's another look at the 10 cards I made using Love from Lizi's June 2023 card kit called Summer Loving. As I'm recording this voiceover, the kit and most of the add-ons are still available, and I do have links provided in the description box below. This is a monthly kit, so quantities are always limited. The only way to guarantee receiving a kit is to sign up and subscribe. And I've also provided subscription links in the description box. Lizi also has a special edition Christmas in June kit available, and I will be working on that video very soon. I'll also add a link for the Christmas kit if you want to check it out. Hopefully it won't be sold out before I get my video up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.